So, you're thinking about a trip to Germany, Austria, or Switzerland? That's awesome. In this quick guide, we're going to build up the essential German vocabulary you'll need to talk about your perfect adventure. Let's dive right in.
Whether you're dreaming of hiking in the Alps or exploring the cool streets of Berlin, you might be wondering, how do you even talk about your plans in German? Don't worry, we're about to make it super simple and a lot of fun.
Here's how we're going to do it. We'll plan a fake trip together, step by step. And as we go, you'll pick up all the keywords. By the end, you'll have all the building blocks you need to describe your own ideal German adventure. So, first things first, what kind of trip are you actually looking for? Because in German, there are some really specific words that just perfectly capture the vibe of your vacation. You'll notice right away how efficient the German language is. I mean, check this out. Are you traveling by yourself? That's a Solo-Reise. Going with a bunch of friends? That's a Gruppenreise. If you're looking for some excitement, you're on an Abenteuerreise, an adventure trip. And for a quick weekend in a city, a Städtereise is exactly what you need.
Okay, that seems straightforward enough. But what if your trip is a little more complicated? What if you're not just staying in one spot? Well, German has you covered there too. Let's look at two really common options.
Here's the big difference. A Städtereise is a deep dive into one city. Imagine spending a few days exploring every little corner of Vienna. That's a Städtereise. A Rundreise, on the other hand, is more of a tour with multiple stops. Think about driving along the Rhine River, visiting a few different castles. So you gotta ask yourself, one city or many?
All right, we've got our travel style picked out. Now for the really exciting part. Where are we going? German has some fantastic phrases that describe not just the place, but the action of actually going there.
If you're dreaming of water, you might be headed on den Strand, to the beach, or ans Meer, to the sea. Or maybe you're off on den See, to a lake, or escaping off the Insel, to an island. Now notice those little words, on, ons, and auf. In German, these prepositions are super powerful. When you use them like this, they show you're moving towards the destination, which is exactly what travel's all about.
And hey, if you're more of a land adventurer, maybe you're going in die Berge, into the mountains like the gorgeous Alps, or maybe a quiet hike in den Wald, into the forest. For all that great food and culture, you'd head in the Großstadt, a big city. And believe it or not, you could even find an adventure in der Wüste, in the desert.
So we know our travel style, and we've got our destination. The next logical question is, how are we going to get there? And this is another place where Germans' love for mashing words together really shines. You could see the pattern pretty clearly here, right? German just loves to combine the type of transport with Reise, which means trip. So Auto plus Reise becomes Autoreise, a car trip. A trip by train is a Zugreise, and a flight is a Flugreise. It's so logical. Even a cruise, a Kreuzfahrt, follows a similar idea.
And this logic? It works for just about anything. A simple bike tour is a Rad tour. A big trip on a ship is a Schiffsreise. It's a super versatile system once you see how it works.
Okay, now that we have the basics down, let's add a little bit of local flavor. Here are a few specialized German terms that are going to add some real color to your travel stories. Oh, you've got to know this phrase. Erholung pur. It literally means pure relaxation. This is the perfect way to describe a vacation that's all about just unwinding. No stress, just recharging your batteries.
Now this one is super practical. You've just arrived in a new city and you want to see the main attractions, right? Well, you'll be looking for a Stadtrundfahrt. It's that classic city tour, usually on a bus, that hits all the major landmarks. It's a total must-do for any tourist.
And get this, in some cities like Vienna, your Stadtrundfahrt doesn't have to be on a bus at all. You might find yourself in a Vierer, which is a traditional horse-drawn carriage. Now that is a memorable way to see the sights. All right, we have collected all the key pieces of our puzzle. So for our final step, let's put all this vocabulary together and build out our perfect German travel plan. See how it all just clicks into place? First, we pick our style. Let's say we're going with friends, so it's a Gruppenreise. Step 2, we choose our destination. We want some fresh air and hiking, so we're headed in die Berge. And finally, our transport. We're all going together on a Busreise. And just like that, we've described an entire vacation concept in just 3 words. Think of these words like Legos. You can just snap them together, mix and match them, and build a description for almost any journey you can possibly imagine. You officially have the vocabulary and the structure to start planning for real. And that really just leaves one final question. Whether it's a solo Reise to a big Großstadt or maybe a relaxing Erholung-pure trip on the Insee, the language is now yours to play with. So, what kind of German journey are you going to plan?